If somebody's in there, the lights are on, but the lights are off, but this light is on. Does that light stay on even if nobody's in there? God, I wish I had Fracus over here. That guy has no friends. He would definitely know.
If I told you a year ago that this peanut right here is actually a streaming genius, you would probably laugh in my face. Back then, he was streaming to just 6 viewers on Twitch. Today, TheBurntPeanut runs one of the fastest growing streaming channels in human history. He now averages over 40,000 live viewers, with peaks close to 100,000. His follower count also jumped from just 100 to almost a million in under a year. But what really made him blow up wasn't luck. It was one genius move that almost every streamer gets wrong. TheBurntPeanut started out streaming a hardcore multiplayer FPS called Escape from Tarkov. It's one of the most saturated streaming categories on Twitch, with over 2,000 streamers battling for 200,000 daily viewers. The average streamer will ideally get about 100 viewers, but the reality is far worse. There's only about 4% of Tarkov streamers that can break 100 live viewers. To make matters worse, most viewers usually go watch the top streamers. In Tarkov, the #1 channel pulls over 70,000 concurrent viewers, leaving close to nothing for everyone else. So why would Peanut jump into this competitive niche? Why not pick a smaller game with better odds of being noticed? The answer is right in front of us: the Peanut avatar. Nobody in Tarkov, where arguably the entire streaming space, was doing what he did. Instead of sweating for wins like everyone else, Peanut would throw himself into chaos and die for funny moments like this.
Oh my god, I killed him! And there might be two. There's two. What the?
While the others tried to be the best, he just tried to be entertaining, and it worked. Peanut flipped the disadvantage of a saturated category into a full-blown advantage, tapping into Tarkov's existing viewer base while standing out like nothing else. And his strategy didn't stop there. As his channel started growing, he expanded into Arc Raiders, a new multiplayer shooter with over 400,000 peak players in 2025, nearly 10 times more than Tarkov. For most streamers, switching game can tank viewership, but for Peanut, it was the opposite. Tarkov fans already understood extraction shooters, and with Arc Raiders being more accessible and more fun, Peanut rode the trend perfectly. His number exploded again, reaching the level even he didn't think were possible. But Peanut's success came with a cost, one that most viewers never saw. Back in 2022, he was just another no-name streamer, posting Tarkov tutorials on YouTube and going live on TikTok to almost no one. Eventually, he realized this: no one cared about him. Not about his game knowledge, not about his skill, not even about the guns he introduced in his tutorials. So he did something that could risk his entire life. He gave up. He dropped the tutorials, deleted every single one of his videos, and quit the streams and spent the next several months teaching himself 3D modeling and video editing. In January 2024, he returned, but not as the guy behind the camera. He came back as a talking, silly-looking Peanut. Using Snap camera, he mapped his eyes and mouth onto 3D model he made himself. And just like that, TheBurntPeanut was born. This time, Peanut understood what audiences actually wanted, so he doubled down. He started adding costumes, visual effects, and animated scenes to keep things unpredictable and fun. Every moment of his stream was crafted to entertain, and the viewers were loving it. But here's where things got serious. Instead of pocketing the money he earned from streams, Peanut reinvested everything. He hired video editors, animators, whatever it took to upgrade his content, and this created a snowball effect. Better content brought in more viewers, which brought in more revenue that he can reinvest again to make the next stream even better. He basically became the Mr. Beast of live streaming. But the final part of Peanut's strategy is easily the smartest and the most overlooked. It's something I have never seen anyone talked about. I call it exposure hacking. Instead of streaming on just one platform, Peanut goes live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and even X all at the same time. With over 10 million daily viewers spread across those platforms, multi-streaming wasn't just smart, it was calculated. But that was only part of his exposure hack. Peanut also made himself predictable. For over 2 years, he streamed almost every day at the exact same time. In the beginning, he went live at 11:30 p.m. Eastern and streamed for 8 hours straight. The goal was to avoid the rush hour, growing the creator's base and train his audience to expect him night after night. But once his channel exploded, he shifted to 8 p.m., the most competitive and viewer-heavy time slot. But by then, he wasn't afraid of any competition. He was the competition. And finally, the smartest move of all, Peanut launched a 24/7 replay channel, an alternate account that loops past streams around the clock, so even when he's asleep, his exposure and viewership keep growing. That channel now averages over 2,000 live viewers and is climbing faster than most full-time streamers. And with everything working together, from picking the right niche to giving up to exposure hacking, Peanut proved that his success wasn't just luck, it's all part of his master plan.